Evening. Still in this funk. I think I know what the problem is. It's a case of vicious cycle and thinking, what's the point? What am I doing this for? I broke my extensive run. I had to eventually get out to get some food. Bought some chicken Kievs and some chicken from the chicken shop. Watched a documentary on Steven Spielberg, and it's amazing to think the kind of things that had to happen for his career to be successful. If he wasn't taken by his father to go see Lawrence of Arabia, and then that didn't drive something inside of him to go and watch it again the next week and the next week and the next week, to study the craft just from that one film. Because he said in the beginning that he thought the bar was so high that he wanted to give up there and then, but then something inside of him changed to think, you know what, I'm just going to have a go at this, and I'm going to do this, or I'm going to die trying. And he became obsessed with his craft. Totally obsessed. Mamba mentality, you could say. And just throughout the documentary, you can see the way he works, because there were a few clips from Bridge of Spies where he was blocking and he was conversing with the actors and the DOP and just everyone. And then another thing I wanted to say was his first few features, they went over budget, and he was allowed by the studio to go over budget. And had the studio just fired him, then we wouldn't be talking about him the way we are now. So that's faith in someone. And I think not monetarily these days, but anyone in a position of experience looking to train up someone or to see someone's potential, you need to give them a chance to fuck up. Otherwise, they're not going to grow. They're just going to be an underling. They're just going to be a worker, and they're not going to thrive. So that's very important for anyone who's an exec or who's a manager and sees potential in their employee, if you like. It's important for the future development of this planet and the assembly of ideas that these things happen. Not in a case of apprenticeship, but just in a case of, you're a human being, I'm a human being, I know you're going to make mistakes, and I'm going to support you through your successes and your failures, quote unquote failures. I think that was just amazing that he had such a unit around him that trusted him, his vision, and his wealth of knowledge from doing his craft for nearly 50 years. That's amazing. Because Jaws was 70s, wasn't it? Let's just double check. Yeah, 1975. Nearly 50 years he's been in the business. That's just crazy. And no doubt, in the future, there's going to be a biopic movie about Spielberg and Lucas and Coppola and Scorsese. And what was interesting is, when these guys were nobodies, when they were just coming out of film school or getting their first feature under their belt, they shared their ideas. They wanted to get better. They asked each other, hey, how do you look at this thing? how do you see it differently? Because I know you see it differently. How can we make it better as a collective? How can we push the boundary on this? I do want to say pioneer as well. Spielberg with Jurassic Park and ILM, that was the first big risk. And back then, some guy in the interview, he said seeing those dinosaurs run on a computer screen was like when movies first had sound. It was that kind of moment that they knew that it was going to change the industry forever. So it was just it was a feel-good documentary, as well as kind of period piece to document the times that had gone before. And I can't wait to see his new feature next year, Ready Player One. I've read the book. Klein? What the frick is his name? Ernest Cline. Yeah. Original book was by Ernest Cline. He rewrote it into a screenplay. I think the casting for Shoto and Daito was a bit weird. Asking for a Chinese actor. So let's look at this. Where is Shoto? Where is Shoto? Oh, so they did find the Chinese actor then. Because Shoto is a guy called Philip Zhao. Where's Daito? Win Morisaki. So confused. Anyway, because in the book they're brothers, they're actual brothers, not just online brothers. Yeah. So as I was outside, part of me felt, in order to get out of this funk and start going to the gym again, and just start the whole process of this golden hours thing I was talking about, it's going to have to be stay up from now, which is 11:30 in the evening, up until the time where I do need to go to the gym, which is 4:30. Well, 4:30 is when I'm meant to wake up. But I know if I go to sleep at 3:30, I'm not going to wake up at 4:30. So after I had dinner, chicken dinner, went to sleep. Tried reading a play by DM, but I think it's just the overlapping dialogue, which is because I'm not hearing it in my head, just doesn't resonate at the moment, and it's annoying that I can't just blast through a play. But again, that's just a muscle that I need to constantly work on, and then eventually it would just be like that. Like Spielberg in that documentary, he was saying when he got a script, compared to the other people that got the same script, he'd be able to read it, understand it, comprehend it, think of the angles before anyone else could finish reading theirs. That is a master at work. That's someone that knows their craft. And what the documentary didn't really touch on is that he felt that he owed it to himself to prove to himself, as well as to prove to the people that trusted him, that they made the right choice in him. And that kind of impetus drove him to be great and to obsess over his craft. Yeah. Great documentary. Can't wait to see Ready Player One. I'm gonna check for Star Wars tickets, see if they're on pre-sale now. Probably next week, because it's still. Oh no, it's a week and a couple of days away. So maybe The Last Jedi or The Last Jedi, depending on which continent you're from. Anyway, whatever day this is, coming to the end of the 30 days. So I believe in finishing strong rather than tailing off. So that's going to help me for the next 30 days. So I'm going to construct it in my mind to perform and execute in that manner. Peace out.